The Business Report, brought to you by the Youth Entrepreneurship Scheme, a department of the Ministry of Youth and Community Empowerment, supporting young entrepreneurs from idea to enterprise.
We're back now with business, and government has disbursed close to $50 million to the local manufacturing sector in the last 20 years. This revelation from Minister of International Business and Industry Ronald Toppin. He says government is now preparing to roll out a national industrial policy.
Built on a policy framework designed to boldly confront and overcome the constraints to the sector, with the consequential increase in employment, generation of wealth and new investment, and alleviation of poverty. By rebuilding and strengthening our industrial sector with new strategies and tools that will equip it to tackle the challenges of today, we are confident that in the medium to long term, we can reposition Barbados as a leader in innovative and high-quality industrial products within the Caribbean and even the wider Latin American region.
And Minister Toppin was speaking during the launch of the 2019 edition of the Barbados Manufacturers Exhibition, or BMEX. He also used the occasion to announce the March 27th launch of a new initiative by the Barbados Investment and Development Corporation, the BIDC.
Accelerate 2020 is a collaborative initiative which aims to identify, prioritize, and provide integrated developmental assistance to 20 high-growth potential companies that have the capacity to earn significant foreign exchange through exports or provide meaningful foreign exchange savings through import replacement. This program runs to the end of 2020.
Well, during that launch, we heard that local manufacturers are currently operating under some very difficult circumstances. That's according to Robert Noel, who has been returned as president of the Barbados Manufacturers Association following the annual general meeting.
Currently, the sector has been facing many challenges with the various increases in taxes, customs matters, and international requirements, which make it expensive to do business, just to name a few. Nevertheless, we acknowledge the dialogue government is having with the sector, and we hope that this door policy, or open door policy, can result in meaningful decisions that will work in the favor of manufacturers.
And this year's BMEX runs from June 7th to 10th under the theme, The Rebirth of Pride and Industry. And time now to take a look at how those stocks traded on selected exchanges across our region. In Jamaica, NCB Financial Group Limited was the volume leader with 19,287,018 units. In Trinidad and Tobago, Scotiabank Trinidad and Tobago Limited was the volume leader with 60,309 shares changing hands, all for a value of $3,835,046.22. And here in Barbados, Sagicor Financial Corporation Limited was the volume leader, trading 10,749 shares at $2.60 each. President of the European Council, Donald Tusk, says an extension requested by Britain's Prime Minister Theresa May is possible. Mrs. May has written to the EU requesting a Brexit delay to June 30th, saying she needs more time to get her deal agreed by MPs and passed into law. Mr. Tusk says he believes all 27 other EU members who must sign off on the extension would agree, but it depended on a positive vote in the House of Commons. He says the length of any extension is open for discussion, and the UK is due to leave the EU next Friday. That's March 29th. And it's time now for Water Wednesdays.
It is the liquid of life. We all need it to survive. Water, choose water first, water. We all know it in precious, should be enjoyed by all of us. Talking about water, choose water first, water.
Today on Water Wednesdays, we're bringing you into this beautiful, serene space. It is the Graham Hall Swamp, and some time ago, we wouldn't have been able to say that. The story today is a whole lot different. To tell me how that picture has changed, we have Steve Daniel. He is an environmental health specialist with the Ministry of Health. Now, Steve, we're seeing fish back in the pond again. Birds are in the ecosystem once again. Out here, there's no scent, there's no smell. Tell us how we got from the situation about 8 months ago to now.
Well, thank you, Shane. The situation, obviously, we all know the episode. We all know the negative implications of it. What would have been occurring is that the swamp had to be used as a holding area for the sewage before it was delivered out to sea. Right. That was important because it needed to allow the Barbados Water Authority to have some level of control over the disposal of the sewage.
Okay, so the Barbados Water Authority and the Ministry of Health, you both worked hand in hand to bring it back to this state where we are seeing now fish back in the pond again, and the birds and what other wildlife there is here in the pond right now. Tell us about that process. What exactly did the team do, the BWA and the Ministry of Health?
Well, the Ministry of Health and the BWA, as you indicated, we worked collaboratively throughout this whole process. And when we reached the stage where there was a higher level of control to the sewage, we were able to bring the general workers of the ministry in here. These are professional men that basically know how to navigate this wetland in a way that they can keep themselves safe, because don't be deceived by its beauty. It's a very dangerous place to be. And they would have worked in here to basically regenerate the flows of fresh water from the springs. So the project was really a rehabilitation project, and they would have cleared all the waterways of all the debris, all the sedimentation from the sewage, and brought some level of aesthetics back. They would have cut the bush and removed all the obstacles from within the waterways. That would have been phase one. The second phase then, once we get the water quality back to a standard that's satisfactory with aeration and oxygenation, we would have been able then to reintroduce fish. The fish reintroduction was a very important component, Shane, because the fish are a biological control for mosquitoes. And once that process was executed, the fish thrived and the oxygen levels were satisfactory to maintain that what is required for this wetland ecosystem. The mosquito population diminished, and it's to the state where complaints from the residents and the community have all but disappeared.
So with all of the work that has been done to date, what are the opportunities going forward for the Graham Hall Swamp?
The work in the swamp is such that the community themselves are very pleased with what they see. We are also in the Ministry of Health are happy with what we see, because we have a better handle on the ecosystem in terms of the mosquito breeding and the potential public health issues in here. This wetland presents so much opportunities because there are many people in Barbados that have not experienced the Graham Hall Swamp. What we would like to see happen is a continuation of our work in here, to the point that we can hopefully look forward to making it an attraction. Ecotourism attraction, a place you can come and recreate, basically see fish, see the birds. We don't have any details firmed up or anything like that as yet, but we're just hoping that we can maintain it to the standard or even improve upon what we have here.
So as you heard, there's great potential for the Graham Hall Swamp. Maybe an ecotourism attraction here in Barbados, who knows, but we are happy that it has returned to a state of normalcy. We really want to thank you for continuing to watch Water Wednesdays. To view this or a previous episode again, you can go to our website, www.barbadoswaterauthority.com. You can also go to our Facebook page as well for additional information, or just type Water Wednesdays in YouTube. You can find us there.
It is the liquid of life.